The digital revolution started sometime in 1980. It is marked by a rapid transition from the industrialized economy brought about by the Industrial Revolution to a knowledge-based economy. The computer age has made the globe a village of information. Truly, this revolution has resulted in a significant impact in our economy, in the way we do business, and high data processing speed.
Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft are all moving ahead at a great speed in improving this artificial intelligence software. So it's very exciting. Software is going to solve that, where it'll look at all the new information and present to you, knowing about your interests, what would be most valuable. So making us more efficient.
We're focusing on what we've talked about on autonomous systems. And we sort of see it as the mother of all AI projects. So autonomy is something that's incredibly exciting for us. We'll see where it takes us.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if someday we got to the point where there were robots every place, they were running farms, they were running Apple, they were running Berkshire Hathaway, and all you had to do was one person could punch a button at the start of every morning, and all the goods and services that we're getting now would be turned out by robots.
It is seeping into our lives in all sorts of ways that we just don't notice. We're just getting better and better at it, and we're seeing that happen in every aspect of our lives, from medicine to transportation to how electricity is distributed. And it promises to create a vastly more productive and efficient economy. And if properly harnessed, can generate enormous prosperity for people, opportunity for people, can cure diseases that we haven't seen before, can make us safer because it eliminates inherent human error in a lot of work.
Artificial intelligence is going to be extremely helpful, and the risk that it gets super smart, that's way out in the future and probably worth talking about. But now what we're seeing is that for the first time, computers can see as well as humans. That's pretty incredible.
NHTSA did a study on Tesla's Autopilot version 1, which is relatively primitive, and found that it was a 45% reduction in highway accidents. And that's despite Autopilot 1 being just version 1. Version 2, I think, will be at least 2 or 3 times better. That's the current version that's running right now. So the rate of improvement is really dramatic. We have to figure out some way to ensure that the advent of digital superintelligence is one which is symbiotic with humanity.
AI is probably the most important thing humanity has ever worked on. Now, I think of it as something more profound than electricity or fire. And anytime you work with technology, you need to learn to harness the benefits and while minimizing the downsides. Stepping back, when you think about a lot of problems in the world today, it's because we typically have a constraint on resources. AI, for the first time, I think over time, offers a different construct. Things which are constrained and look like a zero-sum game today may not be so in the future. Take education, for example. It's really difficult to educate people in a cost-effective way. AI may fundamentally change that equation. It may make it possible for us to have clean, cheap, renewable energy for the future. So I think a lot of things will play out in more positive ways than people think.
I think probably by end of next year, self-driving will encompass essentially all modes of driving and be at least 100 to 200% safer than a person by the end of next year. We're talking maybe 18 months from now.
The idea that there's going to be a general AI overlord that subjugates us or kills us all, I think is not something to worry about. I think that is overhyped. First of all, we don't know, we're nowhere close to knowing how to build a general AI, something that could set its own objectives. But second of all, I think it's unlikely that such a thing's first instincts would be to exterminate us. So I'm optimistic about that one, and certainly don't think we need to worry about it today.
One of the offspring of the digital revolution is artificial intelligence. But why artificial intelligence? What prompted the minds of prominent scientists to have it introduced? What are the advantages and disadvantages this may pose to the public? Are there particular laws that govern this innovation? These are but some of the few controversies that will be delved into as we move onward. Britannica Dictionary defines artificial intelligence, AI, as the ability of a digital computer or computer-controlled robot to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings. The term is frequently applied to the project of developing systems endowed with the intellectual processes characteristic of humans, such as the ability to reason, discover meaning, generalize, or learn from past experience. Since the development of the digital computer in the 1940s, it has been demonstrated that computers can be programmed to carry out very complex tasks, as, for example, discovering proofs for mathematical theorems or playing chess, with great proficiency. A person by the name of Alan Turing, a young British polymath, explored the mathematical possibility of artificial intelligence. Turing suggested that humans use available information as well as reason in order to solve problems and make decisions, so why can't machines do the same thing? This was the logical framework of his 1950 paper, Computing Machinery and Intelligence, in which he discussed how to build intelligent machines and how to test their intelligence. Before 1949, computers lacked a key prerequisite for intelligence: they couldn't store commands, only execute them. In other words, computers could be told what to do but couldn't remember what they did. Second, computing was extremely expensive. A proof of concept as well as advocacy from high-profile people were needed to persuade funding sources that machine intelligence was worth pursuing.
While everyone seems to be talking about artificial intelligence these days, it's good to remember that this is not something new. In 1950, Alan Turing proposed the Turing test. That same year, Isaac Asimov proposed the 3 laws of robotics. In 1951, the first AI-based program was written. In 1955, the first self-learning game-playing program was created. In 1959, the MIT AI Lab is set up. In 1961, the first robot is introduced into GM's assembly line. 1964 saw the first demo of an AI program which understands natural language. In 1965, the first chatbot, Eliza, was invented. In 1974, the first autonomous vehicle is created at Stanford AI Lab. In 1989, Carnegie Mellon creates the first autonomous vehicle using a neural network. In 1997, IBM Deep Blue beats Garry Kasparov at chess. In 1999, Sony introduces Aibo. That same year, the MIT AI Lab's first emotional AI is demonstrated. In 2004, DARPA introduces the first autonomous vehicle challenge. In 2009, Google starts building a self-driving car. In 2010, Narrative Science's AI demonstrates the ability to write reports. In 2011, IBM Watson beats Jeopardy champions. That same year, Siri, Google Now, and Cortana become mainstream. In 2015, Elon Musk and others announce a $1 billion donation to OpenAI. In 2016, Google's DeepMind defeats Korean AlphaGo champion. In 2016, Stanford issues the AI 100 report. In 2016, UC Berkeley launches the Center for Human-Compatible Artificial Intelligence. As you can see, AI is not new. But the advances we are making are progressing at an exponential pace, leveraging our ever faster computing power, the explosion of digital data, and the speed of communication infrastructure. In some ways, the commercialization era of AI has just begun, and it will profoundly affect our world as we know it. Similarly, or possibly more profoundly, than the way the internet and mobile phones have done so before. Don't miss the next AI breakthroughs and subscribe to the weekly Applied Artificial Intelligence Digest newsletter at bootstraplabs.com.
Number 1. Google's AI-powered prediction. By using location data from smartphones, traffic at any place and at any time can be found out. Number 2. Ride-sharing apps. Apps like Uber use AI technique to find out the wait time of the cab after booking, price for the ride, and etc. Number 3. Banking and finance. Banks offer the ability to deposit checks through smartphones by using AI means. This helps in eliminating the customer from being physically present in the branch and deposit the check. Similarly, while a customer applies for a loan, the customer's individual risk assessment is done through it. Number 4. Social networking sites. Social sites like Facebook use AI techniques in personalizing one's newsfeed, displaying ads relevant to their interests, and so on. Number 5. Online shopping. When we search for a product, all the results related to the searched product are displayed on the screen. And lastly, smartphones. Voice-to-text and smart personal assistants such as Siri and Google now are some of the examples that are using AI techniques.
Imagine you can make transactions with anyone without carrying any cash or plastic money, and without anyone actually interfering like third-party applications or banks. Sounds like a nice dream, right? Well, it's not. Blockchain is a revolutionary technology that has changed how transactions work. It intends to provide a safe and secure mode of transactions by using digital cryptocurrencies that cannot be manipulated by anyone with ulterior motives. Blockchain is a set of blocks that record information of transactions like who made the transactions to whom, the amount of trade in the form of a digital ledger that is distributed across the entire network, making it more secure and impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. Then it is verified and validated by every node in the blockchain network to proceed with the process of making the transactions. It's cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many more that make use of this blockchain network for transactions, as it helps you keep track of them as the market capitalization of the cryptocurrency. Almost every day, new cryptocurrencies are coming in front, and more people are willing to participate in this revolution of the economy. Blockchain is believed to revolutionize the economy and technology of the world in the coming future. And like Fred Esram, co-founder of Coinbase, said, everything will be tokenized and connected by a blockchain one day.